Hello, you're welcome again to my YouTube channel today. My name is Fumi Adepoju of Cake Station, Canada, and today I'll be quickly sharing with us some simple, or let me say the basic minimum certification or registration you should have. If you're a cake artist, if you're a baker, there are some things that are expected, like everyone think you should have them, and it portrays you like you mean business, you're serious, and you're ready for the market. So, hi, I used to be a Nigerian baker, relocated to Canada, and I'll be sharing my journey back home. I did some of these things, and even in my last 6 months here, I've done a number of them also. Let me just say, I've done one or two things again in my 6 months here, even though I've not really launched out like as a large scale business. I'm just starting out here, but even at that, I've done one or two things that I want to share with us. So, the first one I'll be talking about is, as a baker, it is expected that you have a food handler certificate wherever you are. If you're going into the business of handling food for the public, which is what a baker does, like a baker handles food for the public. So one of the things that you're expected to have is that people want to know that you are safe health wise and knowledge wise to handle food for the public. So there's something called food handler certification, and this may vary from country to country. Back home in Nigeria, things are not as organized, but then we still have those organizations that want to check if people making food for consumption of the public are actually certified, are actually qualified to do so. So there's something called food handler certificate. You can just Google it and you see informations on the one nearest to you. In Nigeria, we have the NAFDAC, the body that is responsible for the agency that is responsible for foods and drug, and I think they handle that aspect on a national level. But then, for me, I was based in Kano State, Nigeria, and I didn't go through NAFDAC. But while I was trying to open a front store, I had a shop that was accessible to the public. I wasn't working from home. When I opened the shop, I had people come to me from the state government to tell me that do I have the certificate for handling food, to ask that question if I have the certificate for handling food, which I didn't have. So they guided me into what I needed to do. Um, I didn't have to write the exam. I didn't have to go to training, which is actually not supposed to be. But then I had to do some tests. I was told to go to the hospital to provide some of um, my some test results. I was told the test I needed to do. The ones I already have a result on, I just picked the document and I shared with them. And some other one I had to do it and show them the results, after which they prepared and certified me as somebody that is safe to handle food. So at least the principal person in a business location that deals with food is expected to have a food handler certificate. So yeah, they're saying that you're safe, you're qualified to handle food that will be consumed by the public. So you can just check around you wherever you are, check for the agencies responsible. If you're not sure, but just search on your phone, use your Google, you find informations about how to go about it. And while I was preparing to move to Canada, I also checked, even before I moved, I checked for the certification. I just Googled food handler certificate in Canada. And when I checked, I saw that, yes, I think it's handled by, if you go to the website, you see food training.car, something like that. Or if you just Google food handler certificate, Ontario, Canada, something like that, you find the website where you see all the informations, all the frequently asked questions about the training. It's actually a training, though everything was done virtually. I think it costed me about $30 or less to register. I did that from Nigeria, like I said. I didn't even have to be in Canada to do it. I registered online, I downloaded the material online, I read online, and I did the exam online. I got the certification sent to my email, which I could download. So it was as simple as that. So if you're based in Canada, whatever country you are, I believe there is a certification, an authority, an agency responsible um, for making sure that you can handle food for the public. So you should check that up. I've just mentioned for Nigeria and Canada because those are the places that I have lived or I am currently living in. I'm sure there is some agency near you that you can check up that handles that aspect. So please, it's not like you can't do business if you don't have these things, but it just portrays that you have gone through the process and the agency responsible can identify with you because you have certification. So you should get it. For Canada, I'm working in a cake shop and I wasn't even asked to provide my food handler certificate. I bake personally for the public and nobody has ever challenged me. But I have used the certification at different points to just maybe boost my point. I think when I was even coming to Canada, I presented it that yes, I'm a cake artist and I have the certification. So I don't know if it's counted or not, but I've used the certification at different points in time to just make it look like yes, I mean business. I'm a serious minded person when it comes to my business. So you may want to consider that. Um, it's gonna be a plus to your business. So that's that about getting certified or as related to the safety of those that you're providing, whatever commodity, whatever food product you're making. The government wants to be sure that you're qualified to provide food for the public. Then another one is business registration. That is very important also. Many of us started our business without registering, and along the line we saw a need to register. So some of us started right out on the streets on the right path by registering even before we commenced our business. In Nigeria, I think I started without registering. Then at the point there was a need to register, which I did. Another point I had to change my business name and I registered another business name. I think I registered two different business names in Nigeria. And when I moved to Canada also I have registered. So I think about registering your business, there are different levels to it. There are different levels to it. There's the sole proprietorship, there's the corporation. And I used to tell people instead of waiting to, yeah, you can read up about them and know what really works for you, but you can always upgrade. If you're not sure of which one you should go for, just go for the barest minimum. And as you go on, as you get more enlightened, as you understand, as you get more insights, you begin to maybe upgrade. So it's easy for you to move up rather than waiting to have it all perfect before doing what you should do. So I'd rather just, most times I start from the barest minimum. In Nigeria, the minimum you can do is to do your business name registration. In Canada, the minimum you can do is the sole proprietorship. You know, I had to do that. Even though people are like, you could just go for corporation. I'm like, no, I don't really understand what the corporation is right now. So I'll just go for the one I understand. And my business is not even yet like I don't even know what the future holds for my business. I'm just trying to start. So I'd rather just start from something really low since when I'm ready, I can easily upgrade. So registering my business as a sole proprietorship in Canada allows me at least to be able to run my business. I realized that for me, I wanted to place my business on Google and it was like gonna boost like it's gonna boost my points, it's gonna boost the way I'm perceived. So I also wanted to open a business account immediately. I wanted my business to stand different from me. So I wanted to operate a bank account for my business separately, and having my business registered was a prerequisite, was important to getting that done. So it gave me a chance to start right, and it wasn't even expensive. Most of these things, when in Canada here, I just had to read up, and I thought I could do it right there in my room on my bed with a little amount of money. I think I registered my business for registering business in Ontario, Canada is just $60. So I was able to do that in the comfort of my room. I got my certificate of registration in the comfort of my room. I didn't have to go anywhere. So it's as simple as that, and that encouraged me. I got it right on the spot. Like I think I had to provide some information. Just read up about it. You see how to register your business wherever you are. It should be something you can read up about. So You should look into that. Like registering your business is really, really important because I think in most places you cannot even open a business account if your business is not registered. And when you don't have a business account, you have to keep giving customers your personal account and you mix business money with personal money, which doesn't portray you as serious. Which as time begins to, as time go by as a business, you may want to apply for loans, you may want to prove um want to build your business, your credit, and you just have to separate these things. You just have to separate these things. So I think it doesn't cost much in terms of stress or in terms of effort, energy. So why not just get it right from the scratch? So you can just read up about it, do it by yourself, register your business. So that's that about registering business. It's not so expensive. Then the last one is business, an account for your business. Yes, I recommend that most individuals should individuals should try and have a separate account in terms of banking, a separate business banking account aside from their personal accounts. In Canada, yeah, because I registered a sole proprietorship, I still had to like it's still like me, like I was explaining to, that is still more like my bank, even though it's a separate, the money is going separately, but the bank still see it as me because it's a sole proprietorship. The tax is still under my name. Do you understand? But I'm okay with that for a start. And as I begin to go up, I can keep modifying, moving to the next stage of registration if need be. So I think everyone should consider having a separate business account for their banking so that when customer wants to order for something, you give them your business account and not your personal account. It's really, really important and even makes your customer kind of trust you more. Yes, it increases the trust your customer have in you that yes, this person is registered, he has a bank account, he can run away. It really, really boosts the way customer perceives you. And that's that about registering your business. A few other things you may want to consider is yes, of course, you should open a separate email account for your business. Let your business have a separate email account as different from your personal email, and then you should start doing your bookkeeping right. So you want to um that's like a different thing anyway. It's not registration, it's not a certification. But you should look into getting enlightenment in terms of bookkeeping because that's going to help you in your tax documentation as well. But we're not going into that. Majorly, I want to focus on the three things that you need to get in terms of registration and certification, which is your food handler certificate. That's a training first, a training that um, equips you with the knowledge of what you need to know if you're handling food for the public. Then you get certified after writing an examination. So that one is food handler certification. Then the number two thing you should get is your business registration, which I advise that you start from the minimum. Start from sole proprietorship. You can always scale up when you understand what you really want to do. But the barest minimum you should have is get your business name or you get your sole proprietorship done. That's in terms of registration. And the last one is your bank account for your business. Try and separate your business account from your personal account. Let customer pay into your business account. It makes your bookkeeping easy, it makes your taxing easy, and it makes your life easy so that your business can stand alone and you stand alone. Also, as a bonus, try and open a separate email account for your business. Use a separate email account. And as much as I've mentioned some of the benefits of these things, I'll see outline them. What are the benefits of having all of these things done? First of all, um, I think I've had somebody ask me that can you run a business? Can you do a business in Canada without doing the food and birth certificates? Yes, you can conveniently run a business, especially if you're not coming out. Especially if you're not coming out, like you're just doing something under your roof. But if you think you want to come out, whether in the future, if you think you'll be coming out, like have a public space to sell food products, then you have to get it. It's very important if you're moving house to a front store. is very, very important, because these agencies are going to come around and check if you're fit to handle food for the public. So that's one of the important reasons why you should have it. Then I think anyone should have it, because the knowledge from, for me, I took the course and I love what I learned. In terms of the training package, you'll be taught about different aspects of handling food, the safety measures you should check if you're handling food for the public. So I think that's enough, and because it's not even expensive, so why not? Then number two, um customers. There are some clients you want to attract. There are some clients you want to do work with, that they won't take you serious if you don't have these things. So if you're looking at a bigger picture, I think you should get it done. If you're looking at a bigger picture, then for another reason why you should consider them is, if you're dealing with a bank, if you want to open a business account, for instance, you need to have registered your business. And I think at the points in the bank also, when I was applying for my credit card, when I was trying to open my business account, they also asked if I'd done that certification. I don't know if it's a criteria or not, but they actually asked those questions. Then um, opening a business account also would help you take advantage of some opportunities. There are times I get mail from my banks as regard training for sole proprietors. I get a lot of email of online training sessions that are actually worth, if I'm going to put like value, if I'm going to place a worth on the value I get, you understand, it's actually worth, they'll be worth a lot of money if I want to value it. So I've got some mails inviting me some kind of training, to some kind of loan opportunity, because I have a business account. So all of these things come together to make you look, make you, how do I put it? All of these things come together to just make it look like you're serious. That's the way I can say it. Anybody feels like, oh, for this person to have done these things, and like I said, opportunities will come that they will likely pass you by because you don't have some of these things. So why not just get them? So I think I've covered everything I should cover. The reasons why you should get them, some of the certifications you should get, and the reasons why you should get them. So I think that's, if there are more, I'm just sharing my journey. Don't forget, I'm just sharing what I have done. Um, I am bent on getting things right, doing things correctly, and preparing for my opportunities. So I'm not taking chances. Immediately I moved here, I really want to get things straight. I want to get things correctly. And thankfully, they're not so expensive. So it was easy for me to just get them done once and for all. And I'm glad, I'm happy. Whether or not I'm using them right now, I'm happy I have them. So I share some pictures of some of the certifications I've gotten and registrations I've done, and I hope you get yours done. So thank you. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like this content. Follow me on Instagram, Cake Station Canada, and Diary of a Niger Cake. Those are the two accounts I have on Instagram. Thank you. Till see some other time. Bye.